Loneliness often seems like a shadow lurking just around the corner of our busy lives, waiting to descend whenever the noise fades into silence. Yet, Stoicism, a philosophical tradition steeped in the practice of inner discipline and rationality, offers a unique lens through which to view this solitude, not as a mere absence of noise, but as a presence filled with potential for self-discovery and personal growth. The Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, didn't just endure solitude, they embraced it as an essential part of living a fulfilled life. They taught that true peace comes not from external accolades or achievements, but from cultivating an inner wellspring of resilience and wisdom. This perspective turns the daunting concept of loneliness on its head. Instead of an ordeal to be avoided at all costs, it becomes a valuable space to reconnect with our deepest selves. In this exploration, we delve into what it means to be truly alone with oneself, and how this state can be transformed from one of despair to one of profound enlightenment. We'll see how the Stoic practice of reflection, self-examination, and focusing on what we can control rather than what we can't, prepares us to face any of life's challenges with a calm mind and a steady heart. Understanding the Stoic approach to solitude also involves recognizing the value of our connections with others. For Stoics, the art of living is not just about personal tranquility, but also about contributing to the community and living in harmony with others. Thus, while we learn to appreciate the silence of being alone, we also grow to value the moments we share with others, finding a balanced way to thrive in both scenarios. As we journey through today's discussion, keep in mind that the Stoic wisdom on solitude is not just about enduring alone time, but about transforming it into a powerful tool for personal and ethical growth. Join me as we uncover how these ancient principles are not only relevant, but essential in navigating the complexities of modern life. If you appreciate what we're diving into here, a simple, free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button. And please, don't skip any part of the video to fully grasp how these Stoic strategies can profoundly reshape our understanding of solitude. Understanding solitude and loneliness. Solitude, as seen through the lens of Stoic philosophy, is a state of being alone without being lonely, an opportunity for introspection and self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius valued solitude as a time to converse with oneself, reinforcing the idea that personal reflection strengthens one's character. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. This perspective highlights solitude as a positive and constructive experience, where one can engage with their inner thoughts and feelings without distraction. In contrast, loneliness is often characterized by feelings of isolation and sadness, a state where one feels disconnected from others despite a desire for company. It is perceived negatively in both psychological and philosophical contexts, because it represents a barrier to happiness and fulfillment. Aristotle, emphasizing the social nature of human beings, argued that a fulfilled life requires friendships and social interactions, suggesting that man is by nature a social animal. This view aligns with modern psychology, which often links chronic loneliness to various mental health issues, including depression and anxiety. Seneca offers a way to transform loneliness into a more positive experience by suggesting that it can teach us about the essence of independence and self-sufficiency. All men should stand alone, he says, so that they do not live alone by mere chance, but by their own decision. This reflection encourages embracing loneliness as a challenge from which to grow, rather than a plight to be feared. Epictetus, adding to this discourse, focuses on the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. He teaches that external circumstances, like the presence or absence of people, should not dictate our inner peace. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. This Stoic principle helps reframe loneliness by suggesting that it is not the state of being alone that troubles us, but rather our perception of it. In integrating these philosophical perspectives, it's clear that solitude and loneliness can serve as catalysts for deep personal development if approached with mindfulness and a philosophical understanding. While loneliness can be challenging, embracing it with a Stoic mindset, focusing on personal virtues and control over one's responses, can transform it from a negative force into a profound teacher. Meanwhile, solitude, when embraced, becomes a cherished ally in the quest for wisdom and self-understanding, making space for personal growth that is difficult to achieve in the constant company of others. Understanding and differentiating between solitude and loneliness with clarity and insight from both Stoic wisdom and Western philosophy can empower individuals to navigate these states with grace and resilience, ultimately leading to a more balanced and introspective life. The Stoic virtues and solitude. Embracing solitude isn't just about being alone. It's a profound opportunity to engage with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Stoicism, a philosophy grounded in the mastery of self through rational thought and emotional resilience, provides a unique perspective on how solitude can serve as a fertile ground for personal growth. Wisdom, in the Stoic sense, involves a deep understanding of the nature of the world and our place within it. Solitude gives us the space to reflect on our experiences and the values that guide us. It allows for introspection, a key component in developing wisdom, where one can contemplate life's challenges and one's reactions to them without the noise of constant social interaction. This reflective practice is not about withdrawal for its own sake, but about using time alone to gain insights that are difficult to acquire in the bustle of everyday life. Courage, another Stoic virtue, is often associated with bravery in the face of physical dangers, but it also encompasses the moral strength required to face one's inner fears and vulnerabilities. Solitude challenges us to confront parts of ourselves that we might prefer to ignore, our uncertainties, our failings, and our fears. The Stoic practice of examining one's life and making decisions aligned with one's ethical beliefs, decisions that often require going against the grain, demands courage. Solitude provides the quiet to hear our own thoughts and the courage to follow through on them, even when they lead us down less trodden paths. Justice in Stoicism isn't only about our interactions with others, it's also about being just with ourselves. Ensuring that we treat ourselves with fairness and kindness can sometimes be harder than extending that kindness to others. Solitude allows us the opportunity to assess whether we are living in harmony with our principles and whether we are being fair to ourselves and others in our pursuit of a good life. It encourages us to think about our social roles and whether we are fulfilling them with integrity and goodwill. Temperance, or moderation, is perhaps most directly tested in moments of solitude. Without the immediate feedback and influence of others, we are left to regulate our own desires and impulses. Solitude offers the space to practice this self-regulation, whether it involves moderating our emotions, our use of time, or our responses to stress. In the quiet of being alone, we can learn to balance our immediate reactions against the long-term pursuit of our goals, practicing Stoic restraint and ensuring that our actions align with our deeper values. Solitude, when approached with a Stoic mindset, transforms from mere physical alone time into a dynamic space for cultivating virtues that enhance personal resilience and philosophical growth. It's a time where we can reset our intentions, refine our thoughts, and fortify our character. This introspective process is not just about finding peace in being alone, but about strengthening our ability to engage with the world in a more thoughtful, balanced, and ethical manner. Through solitude, we can discover not just who we are, but who we aspire to be, drawing on Stoic virtues to guide our journey. Transforming loneliness into a constructive experience. In the Stoic philosophy, transforming loneliness into a constructive experience hinges on our ability to shift our perspective on solitude. Loneliness, often seen as a negative, isolating force, can actually become a profound catalyst for personal growth and self-awareness if approached with Stoic principles. The first step in this transformation is adopting Stoicism's fundamental concept of focusing on what is within our control. When we feel lonely, it's easy to dwell on external factors, people we miss, social interactions we crave. However, the Stoics teach us to redirect our focus inward, towards things we can directly influence, such as our thoughts, reactions, and inner dialogues. This internal focus empowers us to cultivate emotional resilience, turning periods of loneliness into opportunities for strengthening our character. Emotional resilience is key in Stoicism. It involves developing a mindset that views challenges, including the pain of loneliness, as opportunities to practice virtues like patience, endurance, and fortitude. By doing so, we can maintain a level of tranquility despite external circumstances. This doesn't mean suppressing feelings of loneliness, but rather acknowledging them and using them as a starting point for deeper self-reflection and understanding. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to practice mindfulness and gratitude during times of solitude. Mindfulness helps us remain present, preventing us from being overwhelmed by past regrets or future anxieties, common triggers that can deepen feelings of loneliness. Gratitude shifts our focus from what's missing in our lives to the abundance that is present, however small it may seem. This practice can dramatically change our emotional landscape, making solitude a time to appreciate the value in our lives that we might overlook during busier times. Transforming loneliness into a constructive experience involves using this time for philosophical inquiry and self-improvement. Stoics like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius spent many hours in solitude, contemplating life's big questions and writing reflections that are still revered today. We can use our own periods of solitude to engage in similar practices, reading, writing, or any form of creative expression that enriches the mind and soul. These activities not only distract from the immediate pangs of loneliness, but also contribute to our overall sense of purpose and self-worth. While loneliness can be challenging, Stoicism offers a powerful toolkit for turning these experiences into profound periods of personal growth and self-discovery. By focusing on what we control, practicing emotional resilience, and engaging in reflective and creative activities, we can transform solitude from a state of despair to one of empowerment and self-realization. The social aspect of Stoicism. While Stoicism often highlights the virtues of self-sufficiency and emotional resilience, it also profoundly values the social aspect of human life. This philosophy does not advocate for complete isolation. Rather, it encourages a balanced approach where personal growth and social responsibilities complement each other. Stoics believe in the concept of cosmopolitanism, the idea that all human beings belong to a single community based on mutual respect and moral kinship. This perspective emphasizes the importance of social connections and our responsibilities towards others. Engaging meaningfully with our community isn't just a societal duty, it's a crucial part of living a virtuous life. By contributing to the well-being of others, We not only fulfill a moral obligation, but also find deeper satisfaction and purpose in our lives. Justice, one of the four cardinal virtues in Stoicism, plays a central role in how Stoics view social interactions. It involves treating others with fairness and empathy, striving to understand their perspectives, and acting with integrity in all dealings. This virtue guides us to consider not just our own needs, but the needs of others, fostering a spirit of cooperation and mutual support. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches that our character and virtues are often developed and tested through our relationships with others. Interactions with family, friends, and even strangers provide opportunities to practice patience, kindness, and understanding, essential qualities for any Stoic. These relationships act as a mirror, reflecting our virtues and flaws and offering a chance for continual self-improvement. Engaging in the community can also help mitigate the feelings of loneliness discussed earlier. Stoics would advise us to reach out, participate in community activities, or volunteer our time and skills. These actions not only break the cycle of isolation, but also reinforce our connection to the larger world, reminding us of our role and place within it. In practical terms, embracing the Stoic approach to social interactions means actively choosing empathy over indifference, contribution over withdrawal, and understanding over judgment. It's about recognizing that while solitude can be valuable for personal reflection and growth, our social engagements are equally important for testing and applying our philosophical ideals in real life. This balance between solitude and societal participation is what truly encapsulates the Stoic way of life, making it as relevant today as it was in ancient times. The Dangers of Estrangement. While Stoicism teaches the value of solitude for personal growth and self-reflection, it also warns against the dangers of excessive estrangement. Estrangement, or the process of becoming isolated or alienated from others, can have significant psychological and social repercussions if not managed carefully. One of the core Stoic beliefs is that human beings are fundamentally social creatures, meant to live in harmony with others. From this perspective, complete withdrawal from societal interactions goes against our nature and can lead to a range of negative outcomes. Long-term isolation can exacerbate feelings of loneliness, leading to severe mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. These conditions can spiral into deeper emotional problems, making it even harder to re-establish connections with others when one chooses to or needs to. Moreover, estrangement can skew our perception of the world. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of maintaining a realistic and objective view of our circumstances, but isolation can distort this perspective. When we're cut off from regular social interactions, our view of societal norms and behaviors can become warped. Without the grounding influence of community feedback and diverse perspectives, it's easy to develop extreme or unbalanced views. This can lead to radicalization or adopting ideologies that are disconnected from reality, which only further alienates us from society. The Stoics would argue that balancing solitude with social engagement is crucial. They advocate for using periods of solitude to strengthen our inner resilience and virtues, but they also emphasize the importance of applying these virtues in the broader context of community life. Engaging with others allows us to practice virtues like empathy, justice, and temperance in real-world scenarios, testing and refining our character. In terms of practical steps to mitigate the risks of estrangement, Stoicism offers a proactive approach. It encourages maintaining and nurturing relationships that are supportive and meaningful, participating in community activities that align with our values, and continuously seeking to understand and connect with the world around us. By doing so, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute positively to the lives of others, thus fulfilling a fundamental Stoic duty to live in accordance with nature, which inherently includes social interaction. While solitude can be a powerful tool for personal growth, it is crucial to remain vigilant about the dangers of estrangement. By striving for a balance between personal reflection and active social participation, we can harness the benefits of both solitude and community, maintaining our mental health and ensuring our views and behaviors remain balanced and grounded in reality. As we navigate the ebbs and flows of life's solitude and social ties, remember that the Stoic path is one of balance, valuing the quiet moments of self-reflection as much as the connections that bind us to our community. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you found this exploration enriching, consider watching one of the suggested videos on your screen to dive deeper into the wisdom of Stoicism. Thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal, where we uncover timeless truths to guide our modern lives.